My name is Casey Loomis. Thank you for joining me. This is the second part of my visual novel, The Rift. Me, next up, the lab. Me, wow, what is all this stuff? Why is there a drill surrounded by boxes? Anne, the device that looks like a drill is actually a machine that makes parts. When assembled, the parts will make things to solve world-ending problems. What's bad is that some parts are created when we are away from the lab, helping others. We try to sort and catalog the parts. The ones we don't know what to do with go in boxes. Me, what is that big metal ball for? Anne, Andy has spent most of the time working on it. Andy, would you please answer that? Andy, we can only get parts of it working, so we're not sure. It seems to create a bubble of unknown energy around the lab. We haven't been able to keep it on long enough to see if it affects anything. I'm sorry to change the subject, but we would like you to contact your team and request more time. Penelope, that's a good idea. Andy, we made headsets so that we could communicate with your world. We never used them because there was a good chance no one would believe us. Please try them on. Me, my headset is a nice fit. Why do the headsets have glasses? We were hoping to have video projected onto them, but we didn't have time for that feature. Me, that would have been cool. Andy, all of the Einstein radios operate on the same principle. Andy, we can intercept one that your team is currently using, and you can talk with them. Are you ready? Penelope, yes. Tell us when we're connected. Me, Andy gives the signal, and Penelope takes a deep breath. Penelope, this is Penelope. Can anyone hear me? This is Penelope. Can anyone? Responder. Penelope, is that you? How did you override the Einstein radio? Me, we all breathe a sigh of relief. Penelope, that's a long story. Right now, I need you to put the mission lead on the line. Responder, sure thing. Give me a minute. Me, that seems like the longest minute, but 1, I really feel we're making progress. 2, it's just one obstacle after another. I'm going to go with option 2. Me, I'm lost in thought, and the conversation between Penelope and home base fades into the background. Anne comes up to me. Anne, this is pretty intense. How are you dealing with all of it? Me, the problems just keep on coming. Where do I start? We arrived here without our supplies. Then the van broke down on the way to the lab. We might not have made it to the lab in time to call our team and ask for more time. If that isn't bad enough, I wanted to fix the car instead of save the dog. How do you deal with all the problems and mistakes? Anne, you can never tell who will be the calm voice of reason in any given situation. That's why it is so important to surround yourself with people who have different opinions, beliefs, and backgrounds. That way, it is more likely that one person in the group might see an opportunity when everyone else sees an obstacle. Andy and I are that for each other. That's also another reason why we go outside the lab to help others. On several occasions, we have met people who have a different perspective to problems, which Andy and I have not thought of. Me, but it seems like I'm never that person. Andy, I think you probably bring youthful enthusiasm. Me, I said that exact thing, but before we started the mission. Andy, I can see why. Despite all that has happened, you've bounced back, and you're still willing to go forward. That sounds like the definition of youthful enthusiasm to me. Dog, bark bark. Me, what do you say, pup? Do you think I have youthful enthusiasm? I pet the dog's coat. I'm sure glad we rescued you, although we almost didn't. Watching the dog stare at me dissolves all my guilt. You love and trust unconditionally, don't you? I wasn't sure love could solve problems, but you made a believer out of me. Now I see that it's good for Anne and Andy to have emotions. I bet you could solve all the world's problems with cuteness. Right, boy? Petting the dog really relaxes me. I feel a lot better now. I wish I could take the dog with us. I take a deep breath in order to bring myself back to the moment. The dog lays at my feet, but I don't really mind. You're a remarkable machine. You're programmed to try, to never give up. Andy, you're programmed too. Me, I wish it were that easy. Andy, people tell you what you can and can't do. If you think that they know what they're talking about, you listen to them. And if you think they don't know what they're talking about, you ignore them. Isn't that a kind of programming? Me. But you can be reprogrammed. I wish I could be reprogrammed to never give up or be happy all the time. And we can't reprogram ourselves. Someone has to reprogram either of us. You can change your mind and choose an entirely new direction for your life. If you decide you want to try to be a happier person, you can do that. History has many examples of people who have changed their lives for the better. It's you who are the remarkable machine. Me. It's so amazing that you have emotions. What will happen when all this is over? When I go home? And we go back to being whatever we were before we were shaped into what we are. Me. I wish you could come back with us. Andy. It's highly likely that your team will be able to learn about the technologies which make us up. You may be able to rebuild us when you get back. Me. I think about that possibility. 1. My very own android. How exciting. 2. I'm sure they won't be the same. I'll go with I'm sure they won't be the same. Andy, if you would miss us, that means we have a positive impact on your life. That makes me very happy. And if it just so happens that we remember you when we go back to being whatever we were, then we will miss you also. No matter what, you will carry memories of us back with you. So in a way, we won't ever be apart. Penelope, we contacted the team, and they said we have a few more hours. They will keep working on the problem, and hopefully they can get more time if we need it. We probably don't want to count on that, though. Me. Finally, some good news. Did the team say anything else? Penelope. We told them about our situation, and they were very interested in the big metal ball. I say we start working on getting that running. And, Andy, how can we do that? Andy. We can look through some of the freshly created parts to see if what we need is there. Me. Sounds good to me. I pick up the nearest box. I suddenly realize that I don't know what I'm searching for. What would the part look like? Andy. Looking at the incomplete parts of the machine, I would say that the item will be more disc-shaped. Me. Everything looks disc-shaped. This is tough. 1. Andy, how sure are you about the shape? 2. I should hand him the most disc-shaped item in the box. I'll go with 2. Nick. Why don't we all give Andy the part we think will work? Me. We all give Andy our most disc-shaped part. Andy. These look promising. I'll give them a try. And this process goes a lot faster with more people helping. Thank you. Me. How long does it normally take you to work on all this stuff? And in the beginning, it took a lot of time. It's like putting a puzzle together. The work goes a lot faster towards the end because there are fewer unknowns. Andy, I'm afraid none of the parts quite fit, but they were close. Me. Andy, maybe we can decide what part to try based on what you think it does. Andy, it will most likely spin or rotate. Me. These all look like they spin pretty good. 1. Andy, how sure are you that it spins or rotates? 2. I pick out the most likely part to give to Andy. I'll go with 2. Penelope, everyone give up their best part. Andy, these will definitely spin. Let me give them a try. Me, as Andy works, everyone is silent. We're all hoping that this works. Andy, I'm afraid they didn't work either. Me, we are all disappointed to hear that. Andy, Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he succeeded in making the light bulb. And he said that he didn't fail, but that making the light bulb took 1,000 steps. Me, I stop and think about that. 1, I hope it doesn't take us 1,000 tries. 2, then we can give it another try too. I'll go with, then we can give it another try too. And that's the spirit. Me, maybe we should exchange boxes. All my parts are starting to look the same. Nick, that's a good idea. Maybe a fresh set of eyes can see something different. Me, and I thought the items in my last box looked the same. 1, I should have better luck though. 2, with a smile I add, exchange boxes. What a great idea. I'll go with, I should have better luck though. Penelope, hearing that encourages me to keep searching. Thank you. Andy, sometimes it's not easy to keep believing that things will work out. Even our failures help us narrow down the possibilities though. 1, we do get closer to finding the part with every try. 2, what if we run out of boxes to look in? I'll go with 1. Me, I picked my part. What about everyone else? We all give our parts to Andy. Andy rushes away again, and we all hope that he has better luck this time. I'm afraid that didn't work either. Penelope, we still have a little more time. Let's swap boxes one more time. If we still don't find the part, we'll ask for more time and hopefully get it. Me, this box has a whole lot of different parts. 1, that part has to be in here. 2, there's no way I'll find the part. I'll go with, that part has to be in here. Andy, if you have all found a part, I'll give them a try. Me, for the 3rd time, we hand our parts to Andy, hoping that one of them will fit. Andy returns and his silence tells us about his success. Penelope, Andy, you said that parts of the device would work for short periods of time the way that it is. Maybe we should try it and see what happens. Me, for a minute I don't know what to say. 1, no, we can still ask for more time. 2, maybe it is the best solution. I'll go with 1. Anne, but we're running out of time. Me, but we're not out of time, and we can ask for more. In defiance, I look down at all 3 boxes, ready to pull out any part and try it. Which box should I take? 1, the first box I searched. 2, the second box I searched. Or 3, the third box I searched. I think the third box was the most interesting. I pick up the box. I see a part in the box I didn't notice before. I think I found it. Andy, that is unlikely. Me, let me pull up the part. Andy, this is a new part. I never cataloged this part. Anne, have you ever seen this part? Anne, no? Me, 1 point for youthful enthusiasm and irrational optimism. Andy rushes to try the part. Andy, the part appears to fit. Me, we can give that a try and ask for more time if it doesn't work. Everyone nods. Anne, get ready. Andy is about to turn the machine on. Penelope, me, are we back home? Suddenly I hear a voice over the speakers in the room. Speaker, we're still trying to figure everything out. We also have to figure out what to do with the anomaly. Me, what anomaly? Dog, bark bark. Nick, Penelope, do you see the dog? The one that isn't supposed to be here? Penelope, yes, this may be bad. Me, I'm so excited. This is so a good thing. I wanted to keep the dog. Maybe the androids are here too. Penelope, this doesn't make sense. We had at least a few minutes before we were supposed to come home. Speaker, what was the last thing you remember? Penelope, Andy activated the machine just before we appeared here. Speaker, just before you arrived, the unformatted matter field manipulator unexpectedly powered off. That means the room you're in was the only place affected. Except for the team and dog, no one else came through. Penelope, look what I found in my purse. Me, this mission was full of all kinds of surprises. Nick, mine were in my backpack. Me, do you think Anne and Andy's machine did this? Speaker, we can't rule that out, but it's unlikely. It's probably a coincidence. Me, I have two follow-up questions to that. Is the dog a coincidence? And can I keep it? Speaker, I don't know. Me, which question does that answer? Penelope, both. Me, I really want to keep the dog. Nick, I'll make sure that we keep the dog and that the boys in the lab don't hurt him. Penelope, not that those teddy bears would dream of hurting him. Me, this is so cool. I can't wait to go on another mission. Meanwhile, Anne, do you think this will save everyone? Almost everything is gone. Andy, we will rebuild. Things will work out as long as we're around to try. Thank you for playing. Well, I hope you liked it. If you liked anything in this video, please add a like. And if you have any comment about the game, please add it in the comments below.